Hey folks, welcome to the Whiskey Hunter. In 2013, a father and a son started a distillery in Vaughan, Ontario. They make all kinds of spirits, gin, vodka, rum. But today we're going to focus on their Stout Spirit, their sCORN whiskey, and their darker side moonshine. I'm talking about Straw Distillery. I can't wait to start sipping, tasting. Let's go. Cause I'm the whiskey, the whiskey hunter. First up, folks, Stout Spirit, 45% ABV. The story goes, this was Straw's first collaboration with Lake Wilcox Brewing Company, also from Vaughan. The brewing company used one of Straw's moonshine barrels to age some stout. That beer, something happened, there was an accident, that beer was rendered undrinkable. Straw took that beer back, they distilled it, double distilled it twice, and they aged it in charred new American oak barrels. They released it after 4 months. Look at this bottle, first of all. Straw doing things just damn cool, folks. After 4 months, they released this beaut, Stout Spirit, and it's a popular one. We're gonna try it right now. I've already tried it. I'm gonna have a little sip right now with you guys. Oof, what a beauty bottle. It's going for a sniff. Cheers, whiskey fans at home. So, oh man, the spirits that I've been sampling this week from Straw, they just go from great to greater. Oh, so right off the top, you get all kinds of sweetness. You get some butterscotch, vanilla, and one thing I noticed on the Stout Spirit, get a bit of lemon. Something you don't get too often, but it's like this kind of baking lemon. It reminds me, the other day I was tasting this. My mom makes, like for dessert, she makes these lemon squares, and they are to die for. And this is what I'm getting on the nose. Tastes like my mom's lemon squares. Going in for a sip. So, this Stout Spirit and the sCORN, we're going to talk about these two. These are complex spirits, but at the same time, very simple. The Stout Spirit, it comes in on the palate so smooth. I got to go for another sip. Hold on a sec. It's so smooth on the mouthfeel, and then it just kind of explodes, and you get all these different tastes kind of exploding in your mouth. You get you still get the lemony, the butterscotch, the vanilla, but there's new taste. There's almost like a nuttiness to it, almost like an almondy taste. It's a dynamic spirit, I'm telling you, because when you first put it on the mouth, you're like, this is gonna be just smooth and kind of plain, and all of a sudden it's just like. Another thing you get a little bit of banana sweetness, and then the finish. It doesn't stop there, folks. It doesn't stop on the palate. The finish. It's the same as when you first. So when you first put it on the palate, it's mellow, and then it just kind of explodes. The finish. First goes down. There's like a pause, and then it kind of like pulsates. Like the different characters keep coming at you, kind of pulsating. Not like one big explosion, but they're pulsating, and it's like really nice. The lemon's still there for me. The banana, all of it kind of comes out like this. Some spices, some sweetness, some fruits. A great spirit. You got to try it. The bottle is badass. Go online and try the Stout Spirit. If not, try all of these whiskeys that I'm going to be drinking tonight, these spirits I'll be drinking. But this Stout Spirit, bottle number 1 for me, from Straw. Great pick, folks. You've been scorned. Next up, folks, straight Ontario sCORN whiskey. This is a funky, funky bottle in all the right ways. I mean, simple bottle to look at, kind of almost plain looking, but man, this bottle has a lot going on. Let's just get right in here and start pouring it out. The story behind this, the now defunct Toronto Distilling Company was gonna throw out some corn mash. Head of Last Straw, Brandon DiMonte, said, no you ain't. He went and picked up that corn mash. He aged it for 3 years in charred oak barrels. They made sCORN. The S on sCORN comes from, I think, sprouted whiskey. So sCORN, they made sCORN. So this is cask 1, aged 3 years. Oof. So I've been tasting this a few times this week, and I thought maybe I was just, well, let's see what I'm getting on the nose right now. I'm still getting, you get the charring from the charred oak, but I'm getting like hints of tobacco. I thought maybe earlier in the week I was just jonesing for a cigar because it's been a couple of days since I smoked a cigar. But it's not. There's definitely hints of tobacco there. Almost a cigar-y smell in all the right ways. But the real magic for this whiskey happens on the palate. So we're gonna go for a sip. So I spoke to the head distiller at Last Straw, Brandon, Don's son, just the other day, and I told him my thoughts on what happens with this whiskey on the palate. It's pretty magical. It's pretty dynamic. You have, I don't know what it is, if it's the, I don't know the science behind it, if it's the tannins from the oak, but you get a dryness on the palate at the same time as you're getting a creaminess. So dry, creamy, and while you're getting that, you're getting a little bit of spice. And it's like 3 different parties, almost like about to go to fisticuffs. And then once you have a sip, on the finish, no problem. Problem solved. Like I said, I spoke to Brandon about this and tried to explain how this happens. He's the distiller. Do you make that happen? You can't make that happen in a bottle. It just kind of doing it. The whiskey's doing it on its own, and it's a funky thing in the coolest of ways. I'm telling you. Going for one more sip. So creamy smooth. Same time, you're getting a little bit of dryness, and you're getting that spice, and when it goes down in the finish, it's just like, you know, you made the right decision. I could drink this. I could drink the sCORN all night. This is my number 2 fave so far, the Last Straws. And just so you don't think I'm giving these all the, I love it, I love it, I love it. They did give me another bottle, the Straight Ontario Rye Whiskey. Not saying I didn't like it, but I just didn't get the good vibes I got from these 3 bottles. So I'm not just loving on all the stuff, but man, Last Straw is doing some funky things. And I say funky, I mean it in the coolest of ways. Like, these are unique spirits, unique whiskeys, unique moonshines that are kind of blowing me away right now. So you gotta check this out, folks. Last but not least, I'll save the best for last. First of all, before we go any further, does this bottle not look a little bit like my Gibson J45? Like any bottle of any spirit you pick up that looks like a Sunburst J45, you know it's gonna be good. Last Straw, darker side. So this is basically an aged moonshine, based on a traditional Southern moonshine recipe. You could Google it if you want. It's based on Uncle Jesse's simple sour mash recipe. You could Google it and make it on your own at home. But I'm telling you right now, it's not gonna be as good as this, because these guys, this one is, for me, of these 3, this is the last one I tasted. I know, I love those too, but this one really blew me away. Let's get right into it. Go for a sniff. So the sweetness on the top of this, if you don't like sweet moonshines or spirits, maybe you're not gonna like this, but I like the sweetness. The sweetness for this is just get out of here. Like, get some brown sugar, some vanilla. It's like a syrupy type of sweetness. It's like a dreamy type sweetness. I'm gonna go in for a sip. There's nothing to say, folks. There's nothing to say. Darker Side. Get yourself a bucket of ice cream and a bottle of Darker Side and just pour it on the ice cream. This is desserty good. Ugh. This is before dinner. This is after dinner. This is at the campfire. This is on the front porch. This is on the back porch. Like vanilla, caramel, some orange zest even, the brown sugar. A little bit of spice at the end, but oof, man. By far my fave spirit from La Straw. I know they have many more. Like I said earlier, they got the gins and rums and vodkas. I'd like to try them all. But of these three tonight, I think the reason why I just figured this out right now. If you know Amaros, like the style of drink, like the Montenegro, you can get it at LCBO. One of my favorite drinks when I'm not drinking whiskey. This has that same type of vibe. Perfect for like a dinner party. Have this before dinner, like I said. Have it as a dessert drink after. Have it if you're just having friends over for just to sit around and chit chat. Oh, my favorite La Straw Spirit as of right now. I hope to one day taste some more. There's almost like the spice hangs around it on the finish, but there's like a chocolatey sweetness almost. Man, ugh, Darker Side. I gotta stop, folks. I gotta stop and end this thing. I'm not gonna stop. I'm not gonna finish that. I'm not gonna not finish that. But I do have to go. One more sip. Cheers, whiskey friends out there. Please check out La Straw Distillery. They're just in Vaughan, Ontario. If you're in Ontario like I am, when this COVID stuff is over, you can go up there, get a tour, buy some bottles. You can check them out online. You can also check the Whiskey Hunter out online. Go to YouTube and find me. Please like, share, subscribe. Leave me some comments. Let me know what you think about the La Straw stuff. Let me know what you think about anything. We could chit chat. Special thanks to Don and Brandon from La Straw, and I hope to meet you guys in person one day and have some drinks with you at the distillery. Gotta go, folks. I'm the Whiskey Hunter. Peace. I'm the whiskey the Whiskey Hunter. I was gonna say where Don got the name for La Straw Distillery, and I don't want to screw up the story because it has to do with his wife. I'm just gonna say this: his wife came up with the name. That's it, and it's a good one. Always listen to your wives, folks. I'm the whiskey the Whiskey Hunter. Peace, folks.